Don't fucking interrupt my intro. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just sit down. I'm going to mute you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Garbage Times, the special episode. We are joined by two different pages today, two of our favorites. I don't know. I mean, this is going to sound like I just copied off your Twitter bio, Vitale, but editor for Overtime Heroics, beat writer for Pro Football Mania and the League Wingers, dynasty expert, Vitale Talks Vitale.
What's
welcome.
up?
Noted Titans fan.
Oh,
Forgot that part of it.
Yeah. It's like the reason why I'm here.
I mean, that and we wanted to get you on. I mean, right?
Yeah.
Thought we were cool, dude. Whatever. Shit. And our friends, hot and up and coming on the scene. New podcast, Reeltalk podcast. They just, are you kidding me? They just filmed their baseball episode presenting unfiltered, unbiased. Definitely didn't take that from the bio either. Takes Sean and Connor from Reeltalk. Welcome, everybody.
What's up, guys?
Appreciate you guys having us on.
I feel like after you just announced Vitale, like our accolades are just not even on par. It's almost like I think you should have done us first, maybe.
Shit. All right, maybe I can do some editing.
Yeah, maybe just flip it around.
Nah, I'm going to tell you, I'm probably not going to do
okay.
that.
Yeah,
I support
make
everybody here, but no, that's a lot of effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, glad to know right off the bat for our viewers that, God damn it, this is how much effort I'm going to put into it. So we have one of you guys, I don't remember who, is a Colts fan, right?
That's
Sean, you're the Colts fan.
I got a little like zebra printed Colts sweatshirt too that my mom got me for Christmas.
So I can't even like make a joke about it being like what? Am I having a stroke?
Potentially. But yes,
Yeah, I know.
you cannot make a joke because I will be thoroughly offended.
Yeah, I know. So I'm just going to keep it to myself and I'll save it for some
Maybe
other
your
time.
Twitter.
Just start tweeting at you every time.
Subtweet.
Yeah. Just want to start off with this key point before we get into anything, guys. I beat the Titans, and I'm going to count it as me, as the Browns fan here. I did it. I encouraged it. Beat the Colts, and I beat the Giants. Fuck y'all.
I mean, to be fair, everyone beat the Giants, so.
Yeah, also fair. I'm glad you guys still have faith in Daniel Jones, but we'll have you back on for that when it comes around.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be exciting. That might be that could be either the best episode or the worst.
Oh man, I'm excited. We can get some like sparks flying on that one. We'll get it going. We might do a whole New York episode, just double down in the Meadowlands.
Not a bad idea.
Anyway,
I mean, they're around the same record anyway, so might as well.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm a Pats fan. So, biggest
All right,
news
cool.
of the day. I'm just taking shots at everybody, dude. I'm feeling spicy today.
All right, well, where's your bottle of vodka that you chug every episode?
I finished it.
Yeah, respect. Mad respect.
Dude, no, I'm way too old to be doing this, and I'm on the wrong side of 20 now. Biggest news of the day. JJ Watt signing with Arizona out of fucking nowhere after all this like mysterious, clouded, mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. He signs with Arizona of all places for 2 years, 23 guaranteed and 31 million potential.
It's a lot.
That's a lot of money for
It's a lot
dude.
of money.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot. And we talked about it. I mean, the injuries don't add up as much as you think. Like he's played enough full seasons, but the injuries he had, pretty substantial. They're not like minor injuries that set him aside.
I mean, Connor and I kind of talked about this on our show too, and Connor was reasoning with the side of giving him the money, and I was on the opposite completely. And I think it's absolutely ridiculous that a team, especially like Arizona, that's not JJ Watt away from being a Super Bowl contender, gave him that much money.
Guys,
Well, I was
just stealing my quotes.
I know. I was actually going to steal it and like not quote you guys either. But yeah, like you said, I mean, if a team was going to sign JJ Watt, once again, this is your quote. Now I can't plagiarize it. They would have had to have been one player away from being a contender, right?
Yeah.
And
And
that's I'd mentioned that on our podcast as well. I picked out, there was 3 teams, and it was the 3 that I thought made the most sense. It was the Green Bay Packers, it was the Buffalo Bills, and it was your team, the Browns.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean,
So what you're telling
I
us-
favored, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, so what you're telling us is you wrote the Peloton thing for JJ Watt?
100%. Yeah, no, he was the
All
commissioner
right, all
on it
right.
too.
We got to the bottom of that.
Yeah.
Connor
But,
is KJ
yeah.
Watt.
Connor is JJ Watt
He
Peloton.
hacked into it.
I thought that it made the most sense actually for you guys. My initial pick was the Steelers because I got thrown off by that whole TJ Watt thing. But it made the most sense for you guys because 1, you guys have the money to give him. And 2, you guys were the player away, or 2, 3 players away from being that team. And you're also a contender right now. So
Well, it's funny you mentioned that actually, because like I was just reading this shortly before we even got on. I guess the 2 teams that offered him the most money were the Browns, which, like you said, makes sense cap wise, and then the Colts out of nowhere, which I didn't even know y'all were in contention for him.
I didn't know either. I would have been pissed.
See, I heard the Bills were in there too.
Yeah, Bills were the strong one, but ends up signing with Arizona and probably just gonna spend 2 years not getting near the playoffs or near the Super Bowl.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, for sure. And I think seeing like how much money he signed, like I'm glad the Titans were out on that because that'd be the only dude they're signing this year. So like, see ya. We'll go a different route.
I was gonna say we'll get into the Titans a little bit later because they have an interesting cap situation where they're sitting on the low end. But let's talk about the Colts right now, right?
Okay.
So right now you're looking at $43 million in cap space. You have your quarterback, allegedly, but you have your quarterback. You got the 21st overall. You got the 22nd in the second round, and you can keep going from there. But I don't feel like reading all those numbers.
Yeah, you can just go to my mock draft.
Yeah, just go to the mock draft. So, what exactly are you looking for with free agency and the draft? What's your like big priority?
The biggest priority is replacing Anthony Costanzo retiring.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Especially bringing in Wentz, who's so prone to being injured. Like you don't want him taking any hits. And I think the team is good enough right now as they are that a tackle, or there was reports that, which I don't like and no other Colt fan likes either, that Quentin Nelson was going to get moved to the outside if they couldn't figure out the situation.
Seriously?
I like that guy. Yeah. I like that guy, Elijah Vera Tucker from USC, because he's played inside and outside. So I think that if he's available at 21, that's the guy. You go and grab him. And Ballard's smart enough that he's going to know, like, we got Wentz, we went out, we got him, we need to protect him. And if he stays healthy the entire year, I think that they can win the division.
Yeah, but that's a huge glass cannon you got there.
Yeah, but the thing is too, it's kind of, as bad as it seems too, if Wentz gets hurt, that pick that they gave up too doesn't turn conditionally into that first round pick too.
That's
So
fair.
it's either Wentz is going to play the whole season and we get what we gave for him, or we're not giving up as much. So I'm happy overall with the pick. I mean, I think especially returning with Reich, he could go back to MVP form. I mean, they need to get some weapons though, and like you said before, is Ty done? Ty's never really been there other than when Andrew Luck was there. I mean, he didn't have numbers other than when Andrew Luck was throwing the ball. So I mean, he's a nice security blanket. The only time he really decides to play is when he's playing the Texans because he has this fucking vendetta against them. And I mean, if they re-sign him for a year, I think he'll be good. He'll be serviceable, but I think his best days are behind him too.
So when you're talking weapon wise, I mean, move on from TY, right?
Yes.
That's the obvious. Get more receivers in because you already have a pretty decent young core, but you could
Like Michael Pittman. Yeah, I think he's going to be an absolute stud.
Oh yeah, I don't think there's any question
No
about
doubt.
that. The great thing you can say is at least your running back room is like locked.
Yes.
You're
Top tier.
good there.
Yeah.
Jonathan
People
Taylor
forget how
is-
young Naeem Hines is too.
Yeah, he's been in the league for like a little bit, but
Yeah, and he's still only
like
24, 25. Yeah.
yeah.
And his
So, I mean,
usage is low too.
It's going
Oh,
to be
yeah.
interesting going into a contract year for him, see what they end up deciding to do with that running back room.
Yeah. I think that he enjoys being there enough too that he might, take a little bit less money than another team might throw at him just to stay in Indianapolis.
Yeah. I think that, I mean, as long as he's comfortable with his role there as not being, the guy, which I don't think he really could be elsewhere necessarily. He doesn't really fit that prototype for me. But yeah, no, I think that he's carved out a nice cozy role in Indy and would be smart to stay there for a pay cut.
Yeah. And I think getting Justin Houston back, maybe like a 1-year deal too, just to have him there for depth too. But they need to get an edge rusher too. I think those are the top two positions. If they want to go edge rusher first and then bank on a lineman being there in the second round, that's fine. But those are the two positions that they need to hit first.
Yeah.
And I mean, listen, if they want to go out and spend money on Galladay or Allen Robinson, I'm fine with that. If they want to take a little safe approach and maybe go get Curtis Samuel or Jamison Crowder, I'm fine with that too.
So that's funny. We have Curtis Samuel listed as in the notes. Like Curtis Samuel would be a good cheap fit.
Absolutely.
But I mean, this is also, I'm going to talk about this with the Titans too, but this is a draft where there's a wealth of offensive talent.
Yeah.
Like you can kind of just throw a dart and hit a great receiver.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's been that's kind of been the thing for the past couple of years. People are waiting on running backs and wide receivers just because of the value you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Third, fourth, fifth, sixth round. Like
as great as it would be having like Jamar Chase or Devonta Smith, you know, having a Amon-Ra St. Brown in the second round or pushing even later and getting like Surratt.
A top tier offensive lineman first. Yeah, that's what they need.
So you're gonna say your priority is keeping Wentz safe.
Yes, absolutely.
Keeping your long-term investment locked and safe.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, no, I can kind of support that. I mean, what do you think you're gonna do with Rhodes and Moore though? Because they're kind of
Rhodes is gone.
Rhodes was on a 1, right?
Yeah. Rhodes is gone. I think that he wants a little bit more money than they're willing to pay him. I think this last season kind of helped him out. What was that?
Said which is asinine.
It is. I mean, dude, when they first got him, I was like, oh, here we go, washed up Rhodes. I mean, his last couple of seasons in Minnesota, he didn't do anything. No. And I mean, he played really well this year, and he played himself into a contract. Good for him, but we're not paying him that money. Especially when we got young guys too.
Yeah, falling off a cliff in Minnesota.
And there's a plethora of cornerbacks too that are falling second, third round too that the Colts could get to. I don't think paying him is justifiable.
Yeah, and you guys already have some depth there to work with, like you said, the young guys. Rocky Sin's been a little disappointing so far, but
more of like a run support. He's been good in the running game, but like man to man, 100%. But that's where Kenny Moore's shown out and balled out. But like Connor and I talked about when we talked about the Colts, because Connor was so amazed with the Colts and he had him on his fantasy team and they carried him a couple wins. They just kind of played better than they should have. It was kind of like that team that shouldn't have been as good as they were, and I don't think that they can replicate that for next year.
They like to find a way to plug and play. They put in guys on that defense and they become better because they're playing on that defense.
I mean, the linebackers too, like Bobby Okereke and Darius Leonard. I mean, I remember one of my friends is a big Cowboys fan. He was trying to tell me Leighton Vander Esch was better than Darius Leonard the same year they came out. And I was like,
that's an awful take.
Not even close. Not even close.
No. At this point, no. I mean, fucking Vander Esch might even be out of the league in like 2 years.
Yep.
Maybe
another guy with injuries. Yeah, your best ability is availability. He's never available either. So,
all right, Connor, I have a question for you. Tell me why David Wright was the worst third baseman ever play baseball.
Jesus.
I mean, that's just you should have to wash your mouth out with soap and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see it right here. I got the background right there. It's probably a little blurry, but it's David Wright on there. Yeah, no, you can see. I hang very special jerseys up in the rafters. There's only 2 that earn that designation right now. I think your boy.
That's because those are players that won't be in the Hall of Fame, so they're just on Connor's wall.
I can't wait till I see you in person.
It's the wall of decent.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. There will be no David Wright slander.
Okay,
That's
whatever.
I'm on Connor's side. Shut out of here, man.
I was just kind of waiting for
because we shit on the Browns too much.
Yeah, it's my
Sorry, Rashad Higgins.
He says, yeah.
Anyway, back to the show, Zach. Stupid asshole. Before we get into the Titans and talk about them a little bit more, let's dive into the AFC South, because right now this division looks kind of not wide open. I think it's pretty top heavy between the two of you.
Yeah, for sure.
There is potential that the Jaguars could make an offensive impact by getting Lawrence. I mean, I think defensively they still have a lot of issues, but offensively they could put up numbers with the best.
Yeah, for sure.
And Houston's a fire. Sorry to cut you off, but Houston's a dumpster fire.
Yeah. Nobody knows what's going on down there, and I love it.
I know. I mean, after years of having like Deshaun Watson kind of like run it and be like, oh, it's just going to move through because of Deshaun or whatever.
Yeah.
Now no one knows. They lost their best edge defender, and their quarterback, who was supposed to be a franchise quarterback, could potentially just be sitting out.
They've lost their number one offensive and number one defensive player.
I didn't even think about DeAndre
And all of their
Hopkins.
picks.
Yeah.
They don't have picks.
And
They don't
no,
have-
And
Until
no
they
cap
trade
space.
Watson.
They have
Until-
no
yeah.
cap space.
Yeah.
Like they're like, thank you, Bill O'Brien.
dude, Bill O'Brien got to Houston, started digging a hole, and just kept digging for the entire time that he was there.
Something happened when he was younger. He's got some like deep like hatred towards Houston and just wanted
Yeah.
to destroy
Dude,
them.
It's the whole town now too. They're losing everyone. They lost Westbrook and Harden. They
Yeah.
lost.
The
they
Astros got in
lost
trouble.
Garrett Cole.
I'm not trying to be an asshole.
They're about
They
to.
lost
They're
their
about
power.
to. Yeah.
All the blizzards down there too. Houston's taking a beating,
Yeah.
bro. It
Just
is.
getting
It really is.
smacked right now. Well, I mean, damn, you guys went off on it. I was going to say Nick Cassiero is going in there like the first dude coming off the boat on D-Day, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
man,
Caserio?
Caserio? I don't know, dude. Whatever. Fuck you.
All right. Fair enough.
Sounds
Ooh.
accurate to me.
That was a good chat. So out of the two teams, I think that aren't you guys, your Colts or Titans, obviously.
Yes.
I think the Jaguars are on the biggest uptrend, but is there any concern for what they're doing or no? Because it's still years away.
It's still years away, so I'm not worried about it until, I mean, like I said, like you said earlier, like their defense is still on the downside. So, but I mean, they got everything in order to put themselves on the right track. Especially with Trevor Lawrence likely to come in. I like the receiver group. James Robinson came out of nowhere. They just need an offensive line to protect Lawrence, and the offense is ready to go. Then they got Urban Meyer at head coach. He's got a good track record, but a little bit questionable decision making as well. But they got the pieces to be something in a few years.
I got my own angry thoughts about Urban Meyer, but Sean, I saw you shaking your head too. So what do you think on this?
Well, no, because I think the Jaguars they're looking good. I think they're on the up. I mean, Texans not even close. Texans are a 5 to 10 year absolute shit show. I don't see them coming back from this, and that's fine. It's better for the Colts, but like Vitale said, Urban Meyer. I mean, and the receiver group too. They have a lot of money, and we did our preseason our free agent predictions, and I had I think I had Chris Godwin going there. But I mean, if one of those big receivers goes there, and I mean, I really like Laviska Shenault a lot. I think he's going to be one of those sleeper picks that really ends up turning out to be like one of those top tier wide receivers. Like his run after the catch ability, it kind of reminds me of like AJ Brown when he's running with the ball.
Oh, can't wait to get into AJ Brown a little bit more. Yeah, but I mean, the receiving core on its own is really solid. Besides Laviska, I mean, DJ Chark has been, average, but he's been producing with a bad quarterback, even though he's been decent. I guess I'm going to go with bad. I'm going to commit to Minshew being just bad.
Yeah.
And Keelan Cole, don't forget about him too. He's been surprisingly
Makes some
pop,
good catches.
but just once again, no one really throwing him the ball. But it's time. Let's talk some Titans. Let's get into it. So we already kind of alluded to this at one point, but you're sitting with $1.8 million in cap space right now.
Yeah,
And that's after getting rid of Adam Humphries.
Yeah. So there's going to be some cuts. There's going to be some roster, contracts restructures as well. I don't know. I saw there's someone I follow on Twitter that's always talking about the Titans, and like a lot of the things that he tweets are really accurate. But not too long ago, he tweeted something along the lines of where Titans could, if they wanted to, do some contract restructures and make some cuts and finagle their way into 30 million cap space without messing up the core of the team too much. But I think that's a stretch. That's going to be probably going to mean like Derrick Henry's going to have to restructure, Taylor Lewan, Kevin Byard, cut Malcolm Butler. So like, I don't really know what this team's going to do. I'm just going to have to sit back and wait and see.
Could be a hell of a lot worse. It could be the Saints.
That's I know Drew Brees coming back. That sucks.
Drew Brees coming back, and they're still 60 million under the cap or over the cap. Sorry.
Yeah.
The other big issue right now that I'm looking at is what the hell's going on with Isaiah Wilson.
Dude, you probably know better than I do.
I mean, talk about a first round bust, right?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Dude plays what, 2 games for you guys?
2 snaps.
If that.
I forgot about him, honestly.
Yeah.
When I heard the
that's
story, I was
fair.
like, who is that?
Yeah, and
No,
the thing that
filling up.
the thing that annoyed me about it too was like I was defending him from like early on. So like he got in trouble breaking COVID protocols, like
Right.
at a house party, thought about jumping off the balcony to run away from cops. I'm like, dude, you're like 6'7", 350
dude.
pounds. Like that's a
That's not
combination
gonna
that's not
end
gonna
well.
work out. And then he got the DUI. And then just like wasn't going to camp, and like I had his back. I was like, dude, the guy like just turned 21. He just signed a fat contract. I don't know what I would do with millions of dollars at 21 years old. Like I was acting dumb with like no money. So
yeah, I did it for free, idiot.
yeah.
So I mean, I think it could be beneficial for both parties. I mean, I think I've seen this multiple places, but like parting ways might be good for him, might be good to get a new start, but for you guys, it would give you draft capital.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I mean, whoever's willing to make that trade. I saw, I can't remember which Broncos ex Broncos lineman said it. He was like, if I'm the GM of the Broncos, I'm offering a third, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, the Broncos are a whole nother shit show, but man. So let's go into some of the big questions for the Titans right now.
Yeah.
Who's the bigger offseason priority, Corey Davis or Jonnu Smith?
Jonnu Smith.
Jonnu Smith, no
Jonnu
doubt.
Smith, no doubt.
Love to hear that. I love to hear that as a Giants fan.
So you want Corey Davis to slide on up to New York?
I would love Corey Davis on my team.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that it's gonna hurt. Like I love Corey Davis. He finally got the breakout that he needed, but at the end of the day, Jonnu Smith is gonna be much more difficult to replace. I think Anthony Firster is the only tight end on the roster right now. He's a good possession guy, but like he's not someone that takes the offense over the top. Whereas Jonnu like just has that, I don't know, he's just got the speed. He can move around like a receiver as well.
Oh yeah.
And the Titans aren't in a draft position to go get Kyle Pitts either. I mean, there's other good tight ends, but I mean, like Kyle Pitts is just he's a generational athlete. So
Dude,
not
just
gonna get him. Another rookie is not the answer. Might as well just keep Jonnu Smith.
No, I don't see why you wouldn't. I mean, like you said, the dude's a baller. Like straight up, he stretches the field. He's having another receiver out there that's, I forget what his weight is off the top of my head, but 200 plus pounds.
Yeah,
he's a monster.
Yeah, when we were doing the I remember when Vitale did his preseason his plans, he said to re-sign Jonnu Smith, and I put in like the Swiss Army knife next to him too, and that's kind of how he is on the offense. They do end arounds with him. They do those little pitch passes to him, kind of like the Chiefs do with Kelsey. He's way more crucial to the offense than Corey Davis.
Yeah, for sure.
And I mean, overall, a draft steal for you guys too. You didn't spend that much.
Yeah, he was
on
like
him.
third round.
Yeah.
It's great seeing the resurgence of these no-name tight ends. Also, you got like Logan Thomas in Washington. Darren Waller had his breakout year a couple years ago, and now Jonnu Smith had it last year. I love seeing these like not big-name tight ends come out and ball.
Evan Ingram,
just because.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Had to go there.
Fingers.
Had to go there.
Oh, nails on a chalkboard for Drew too.
Yep.
Drew, you're an Ingram guy?
He burned me in so many fantasy leagues, man. So many fantasy leagues. Oh, I had so much
that's
faith
the
in that.
difference
I
between like
had to
0
listen-
points and like 7 points, like a catch for a touchdown, and he drops everything.
Everything. Fucking everything.
He's so brittle. He is so brittle.
Jesus Christ, this has turned into the shit on Evan Ingram show.
Yeah.
Oh, he deserves it. Oh, fuck him.
We can get into that when we talk about the NFC East.
Yeah.
That was part of my offseason plan for the Giants. It included blasting Jason Garrett and Evan Ingram to the sun.
Yeah.
So,
He said the sun. I missed.
yeah,
I
no,
missed
not
it.
the
like
moon.
that.
Not
I thought it was the
sun.
moon. No, he said the sun. So like it exploded when it hit it. Not like it didn't land.
You want,
safe.
you want them to
There's
like
no-
cook
yeah.
before they even get there, and then
Yeah.
just
Elon Musk is involved. Yeah.
That's a one-way trip. Yeah,
they said
nice
sent
little Tesla
SpaceX
rocket.
all the way up there. Yeah.
Just gonna use a good hunk of their cap space to pay Elon Musk to shoot them up.
It's fine. We'll
Number
take
one
the
off-season.
100-year cap hit. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it.
That's what all
Number
these
one
rocket
off-season
tests are
acquisition.
for.
I've
hope
already
you're
started
ready.
to GoFundMe for this.
Yeah, I hope
I'm
you're ready
down.
to have Colt McCoy be your quarterback for the next like 10 years if that's what you want to do.
Oh no.
Oh, boy.
Oh god.
Oh man.
Okay, so Jesus, back to the Titans. Right now, looking at it, from my perspective, from what I've read, your biggest needs are defensive line. You need help on the edge and potentially outside linebacker. I don't really know what formation you guys run
3-4.
because 3-4. So
Yeah.
yeah, the edge. But that your pass rush was awful last year. And
Awful.
that's kind of what cost you against Lamar and
19
the
total
Ravens.
sacks.
Wait,
19.
what?
19. They had the third least amount of sacks on the year. And then I saw the only other, or the closest playoff team to have the lowest was the Chiefs, and they were like 10 ahead of them. So like the bottom 10 in the draft, right, the 1 through 10, they like that's the range where the Titans were in terms of sacks. Just shit.
That's not good.
It was so frustrating. And it has been. It's been like that for like 3 years. Since Brian Arakpo left, it's been like that.
So would you say that's, your biggest priority?
That's by
ignoring wide
far.
receivers, ignoring that, just go get
like,
defensive
like
line.
get a pass rusher, then get a pass rusher, and then get a pass rusher.
Spend all your picks on pass rushers.
Yeah.
And one of them's
the first 7 rounds, just you're gonna get one.
I was gonna say, would you guys double up and go free agency and
I
the
think
draft?
they will. I think that's the plan. So I think in the plan, I'm actually hoping Clowney does resign, only if he chooses to sign a cheap deal. That's the only way. That's the only way I'll like it.
I think he's gonna do that.
You are living in a fucked up little bubble if you think Jadeveon
I'm just
Clowney.
saying, he was the only guy that actually provided any quarterback pressures with the Titans. He just couldn't get any sacks. Once he was out in the second half of the season, we didn't even have any pressures.
Is he worth, what was it?
$6 million. That's what I'll pay him.
Mil?
That's like the lowest.
And he's probably gonna ask for 16.
Yeah.
He's gonna want double digits.
He's gonna want a lot more than that.
It's gonna be the same thing. It's just gonna be content for all of us. Where it's like, where's Jadeveon Clowney going again?
You know who
guy got famous off one big hit in college, and now he thinks he's a $20 million a year pass rusher.
Murdered some dude in the Outback Bowl, and here we are.
He did murder that guy.
Yeah,
he did.
Such a good.
And that's what that guy's famous for, and we don't even know his name.
Nope, not a clue.
What the hell just happened? Anyway, so between that and you have Daquan Jones, who's also hitting free agency. That's kind of a big hit too, right?
He's an underrated guy. But he's just good at run block. He actually like drops back in pass coverage a little bit and does pretty well when his numbers call for that. But I think he's going to be too expensive for them to sign too. They had a undrafted free agent Tahrir Tart step in a lot last year, so I think they're going to give him the chance to start next to with Jeffrey Simmons.
Is that the kid out of Mississippi State? I don't know.
I don't remember.
Fair enough. So I have it written down here that there's, I don't know why I keep saying so much. Carl Lawson is a name that's floating around. It would be hard to clear up cap space and try to snag him away. Would you want to see him come over? Because if you could get somehow finagle
for me, it's between him or Romeo Okwara. Those are the two that I want the most. It's going to be hard to get either one of them. But yeah, that's definitely on like the top of the list that I would want.
And then draft wise, I have it listed that Christian Barrymore out of Bama, who is a beast, would be another good fit. But I really think getting someone veteran would actually help you guys more.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When you go 19 total sacks, like you're not going to draft somebody that's going to give you that immediate impact. Like Chase Young led all rookies in sacks last year with 7. So like that's good, and he's a superstar guy, but like that's not an immediate fix for the Titans next year, especially if they want to repeat AFC South champs again.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Not.
They will. I'm not worried about Carson Wentz at all. That's just me.
I wasn't
trash
really.
talk.
I didn't really think Philip Rivers was going to do as well as he did either.
It's kind of like it might be a Ryan Tannehill situation though.
It might just be a good system to play in, and if that's the case, then I'm fine with Wentz being there. We talked about it on our podcast, and Connor was asking me who I'd rather have, like Wentz, Carr, or Darnold. And honestly, I'm high on Wentz. I think people have just been too harsh on him. People forget what he was able to do with Reich as a coach.
Yeah.
Dude had the best record in the NFC, and then they built a statue of his backup. Like, this is, if you listen to our podcast, Connor and I have a very, very firm hatred on the city of Philadelphia. So We don't get
No,
into
we
that
Big
now.
Dick
can
Nick.
definitely support
What's
that.
justified? They threw snowballs at Santa Claus. Come on.
Didn't they throw batteries at one
Fuckers.
point too?
Yeah, it
They're
was
just
batteries,
win.
rocks, snowballs.
Yeah. So,
Gentlemen, I gotta go back to work. Excellent
right.
to meet you.
Yes, you too.
bye,
Peace out.
Zach.
Yes, sir. See ya.
I did mean
Bye.
it.
How
Nice
bad?
mask, nice hat. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, I do like the hat.
Fuck you.
Do you guys
Wow.
send me one of those hats?
Nah.
Ah, I'd wear it for the next time. we
VIP.
go.
Sorry,
only.
this is Endicott property. Sorry.
Zach, get the hell out of here. All right, we're talking. God, kids these days. So I forget what I was even saying now. I just lost my entire train of thought, which happens a lot. Quarterbacks. Is this the draft that you get someone to long-term replace Ryan Tannehill?
No, there's too many
No?
holes on the team.
So you think
They
you
have to-
still ride
think-
his hot hand?
Yeah, for at least one more year. Because
I mean-
I mean, pass rush is a need, wide receiver is a need. They need depth at offensive line because like 4 of the 5 starters on the O line are 30 plus, so they got to get young at some point. Corners, they need depth there. There's just a lot of things that the Titans need to fill in, and then next year probably draft a quarterback at some point.
Okay. So let's talk about wide receivers then, right? Because essentially you're drafting a wide receiver too. AJ Brown's your
Mhm.
one guy. That's your
Yeah.
stud.
Yeah.
So Adam Humphrey's gone.
Yep.
Makes sense cap wise. When you're looking at free agents, there's a lot of people that could kind of fill that gap, but I don't know if I'd be crazy about them. And we could talk about T.Y. Hilton being there, potentially switching in the division, but
I don't think
injuries
he'd
add
do
up.
that.
Yeah,
I don't think
yeah,
he'd.
there's
I
no
don't think
way.
he'd do that to Indy. I think he.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
I don't think you'd
I could
want to
buy
do
it.
that either.
Afford
That- I don't
to
think
do
it-
that.
Yeah, you can't afford
Alright,
it, and you don't want it.
Yeah, I
All
wouldn't.
right,
I
yeah,
wouldn't want
fuck
to do that
my
if I was-
ideas.
if I was Tennessee.
I guess I'll just go fuck myself and my ideas.
I also don't know how those guys would feel like slotting in as a wide receiver too.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know.
I think at this point in his career, though, he kind of understands it. Unless he's playing unless he plays the Texans, T.Y. Hilton is a wide receiver 2 or 3.
Fair, very fair.
Okay. Well, let's talk about a guy who was a 1 and finished off as a 3 last year, AJ Green. That could be a low-cost option. Injury history's there.
I mean, as long as they're getting a rookie within the first 2 picks, that'd be nice. I'm actually have seen there's rumors Titans are really interested in Will Fuller right now. A little bit of injury history, but I wouldn't mind it if they could afford him either. He's a nice 2, but we'll see.
I mean, dude, the injury history is a real thing when you look at any of these receivers.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
think personally, outside looking in, I would say, like you already said, get a receiver in the second round or first if you want, but I think you're better off waiting to the second round.
Mm-hmm.
Get someone like Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like, I mean, I like Tutu Atwell, but he's gonna be there a little bit later. No big deal posted about him. But maybe go after someone who's like a little bit more of an affordable option in free agency. Go for like a Brashad Perriman, right?
Oh
Because
yeah.
he's arguably going to be a cap hit. He's revitalized his career with the Browns and then with the Jets. He was
Yeah,
the
for sure.
best piece of that awful
And
offense.
that's probably the best route for the Titans to go, is to find somebody who maybe just hasn't like elevated their game a whole lot yet. I think Demarcus Robinson from the Chiefs would be a good sign too.
Didn't think
Seems
so.
like he's had to like just battle for reps from Sammy Watkins and Mecole Hardman, and so now he has a chance to go to somewhere else to actually attempt to shine as a solid 2 or 3.
Fair enough. I really don't have any points against you there. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought I was going to have something to say, and you just caught me.
No, I
So-
think that's a great point, actually. I didn't even think of Demarcus Robinson when it came to
At all.
placing receivers on new teams, but he's had some moments where he's shown that he can shine. And like you said, he's just been fighting to see the field. So I think a change of scenery would be awesome for him. I think that he would really be able to open this game up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I was going to say quick too on the Titans, not just on the receiver position, but in most of the positions that you guys are looking for, it's mostly just complementary guys at this point.
Mhm.
Like you were talking about at corner, you need to upgrade a little bit there. You need to upgrade a little bit at wide receiver 2, a little bit on the O-line. It's a lot of complementary guys. You don't need to make a huge splash in free agency this year. I mean, obviously with the cap room, you're not going to be able to too much, but
Mhm.
like in the draft, you can find those value guys in the draft. That would be huge.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the plan is like if they're gonna make a splash in free agency, it's gonna be a pass rusher. If they do, they don't have the money to do it, but we'll see. You never know. But cap, I mean, for the Saints to go 60 mil over, like I don't even know if the cap space even exists anymore.
Just gone at this point.
Yeah.
No one cares. So if we're talking about more cap casualties, I'm going to transition to defensive backs, mostly cornerbacks, like we talked about, because coming off this year, Byard, Jackson, Vaccaro, they were all kind of down. They didn't really have the like pop they usually have, what you rely on them for. I think very easily, you even said it, you could cut Malcolm Butler and save that cap space.
Because which sucks, as he was our best corner last year. But he's getting up there in age. And Adoree Jackson just didn't even play last year. I think he played he came back at like week 16 or 17 like that. And just, I mean, never was fully healthy. So like we'll have him back next year. And then someone on the lower part of the depth chart who actually shined quite a bit for the Titans until he got hurt was Breon Borders. So they brought him back on the roster. And then they still have Christian Fulton too that they drafted last year. So they're probably going to be all right at corner, but I think they'll draft another corner probably in like the 3rd, 4th, 5th rounds.
Well, it's like Connor said. I mean, you're drafting complementary pieces at this point. You have a strong set of corners, but you need one more guy because Fulton missed time this year too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And I mean,
yeah.
And then looking at it even more, I mean, Desmond King is a big question mark for you guys too.
Yeah. See, like I thought he was going to play a lot better when they brought him in. He did help improve, but I think really where the problem was just the defensive scheme more than anything else. Because I think the talent's all there. It's just, I mean, you got guys lining up 10 yards away from the receiver on a 3rd and short situation all year long. And it was annoying as hell. And and the thing that the issue was the Titans didn't have a defensive coordinator, and instead they had the linebackers coach Shane Bowen calling plays. So he was essentially running 2 jobs at once, and they promoted him to defensive coordinator and replaced his old job. So I don't know, maybe now that he gets to focus as just a defensive coordinator, it'll get better. But that's where my main concern is with Tennessee is the defensive scheme.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, unless you got anything else you want to say about Tennessee, I think we've wrapped that point pretty strong.
I think we're set.
All right. Now, I forgot this point before we move on. I'm sorry. I was asked to share this, Vitale. Am I saying your last name right? Am I butchering it?
Yeah,
Vitale?
nope, that's exactly how
Vitale?
it's pronounced.
Okay.
Yep.
Our favorite used car salesman / dynasty opponent / DM harasser, Showtime, wanted me to say 3 points to you. He has running backs can't catch. You don't have a real quarterback after Justin Herbert, and arguably the worst bench in our league.
Neat.
Red. Leave him on red for that one. Love it.
Yeah.
Did you get the Odell trade offers?
Yeah,
earlier?
he messaged me earlier today and was like, it would make your team really scary. And I'm like, what? He's like, OBJ. And I'm like, I'm not interested.
No. No. Yeah, he tried selling me on that one too. I hope he listens to this.
Yeah, me too.
All right, boys, but this is the point. Here we are. Let's talk about the first overall. How do I fuck that up every time? First overall pick, super athlete. We're going to start with Sean and Connor, your guys' individual athletes. Just to give you guys a reference, I don't remember Drew's. I really should fucking look these up. But
That's so
mine, mine was Bo Jackson, Shaq, Alexander Ovechkin. Just wanted a giant Shaq Bo Jackson combo on skates is really what I was going for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So are we going to go one at a time, or are we going to give all 3?
I mean, if you guys want to go against each other and try to block out picks, go for it. I'm into it.
No way.
I
think because I think we have some overlap. I'm pretty sure we have some overlap. We haven't talked about it yet either, so this is going to be genuine.
Oh, so this is live.
Yeah.
All right.
Sean, you want to start?
Who picked first on Friday? Me or you?
You pick first because you got Remember the Titans. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, then you go first.
All right. So if we're doing all 3, to combine the super. It's 3, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, the super number 1 overall pick athlete. I mean, it starts and ends with LeBron. I'm having LeBron number 1 on my thing. I mean, he's 6'8". He's got the championship pedigree. He's not human. He carries every team he has. And then I'm going to go with one of my personal favorites, Mike Vick.
Ooh.
Got the speed, the swagger, lefty. So he's got both hands there. And then to finish it off, I kind of like what you were saying, James. You're talking about having like a Shaq on skates. I'm having this LeBron, Mike Vick combo on skates, but I'm going more recent. I'm going Connor McDavid.
Damn.
Fastest. And I'm an Islanders fan too, so I'm a Barzal guy. I'll still give the nod to McDavid on the fastest skater in the NHL. Plus, he's just so filthy. I mean, he's got to be one of the best players in the game right now. Top 2.
That's a disgusting athlete. Like
Right.
that is inappropriate.
And he's got the
Also,
championship pedigree too with LeBron. So
the first person to pick LeBron,
really,
which is very odd, and we point that out every time that no one has picked LeBron.
I mean, that was my first thought before I even did any research. I was like, oh, it's got to be LeBron. Has to be.
I mean, mine too, but then I saw Shaq and I didn't realize he was number 1. I was like, yeah, I want giant
Yeah.
Bo Jackson. Yes. So Sean, you're up.
Wait, so am I not allowed to repeat someone that you said? Oh, okay.
No, go for it.
Okay. So I think that you hit it right on the head. I'm going Shaq all day, every day. He's probably the most physical specimen that's ever played a sport. I don't know. Try and find me someone that could actually guard him in the paint. How many baskets did he break?
Routinely, Shaq.
Dude is
all of them.
crazy.
Answers all of
Dude
them.
is a man of many hats. He's an actor. He's a DJ. He's a producer. I mean, come on, man. Like, you got to go with Shaq.
Dude,
Yeah.
Shaq life was lit.
Dude, I would love to be him. Number 2, I'm going to go with Alex Rodriguez.
Oh,
Just the swag that he radiated when he was that young, the girls that he dated, just what he meant to New York. He ran the whole city. And I mean, I'm a big A-Rod fan. I don't care about the steroids. Everyone's on steroids, to quote Nate Diaz. So I don't really care. And then number 3, this is what you guys aren't ready for. And it's a little bit of on the field stuff and a little bit of off the field stuff. I'm going to go with O.J. Simpson.
Off the field
Dude's
stuff.
crazy on the field.
That's the part that we need to pay attention to, was the
Dude
off
is-
the field stuff.
That's why I'm picking OJ
Yeah.
Simpson.
Well, I mean,
He will literally murder everyone on the court.
Was fast. Was elusive. He was
Did
a
he
good
do
running
something
back,
other than? Did he do
and
something
he
other
was
than?
very good at getting away with things.
I was gonna say, did he do something other than be in Roots? Wasn't he an actor in Roots?
No, I'm just saying.
Is there something else he was known
super
for?
accomplished, and he
Something else he
was
did.
he was good at a couple of things. And he's someone I would want on my side.
You know what? That's fair. If you're gonna have a murderer on your side, probably the good call.
Yeah.
The size of
Jesus.
Shaq.
Okay. Somebody needs to contain him.
Yeah.
I
He
don't know
comes
how.
Driving
with
around in his
Bronco,
Kia.
right?
Driving around in his Kia, ready to kill you.
The Kia Ford Bronco crossover we've been waiting for.
Yep.
Vitale.
All right. So I think Connor
Jesus
nailed it on the head. I have LeBron James as my first athlete. I mean, I've been a LeBron fan since his rookie year. And it's crazy that he's 36, 38. I don't even know how old he is, but he's old
36.
and 36. Thank you. And is still the best player in the league. Absolutely blows my mind. So longevity there. I went baseball with my second one, Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh,
good
dude,
one.
talk about
I forgot.
swagger.
Yeah. Had to go there. I don't watch much baseball, but I was a big Ken Griffey Jr. fan. And then I went a little bit more recent with this one. I chose Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Freak athlete.
Yeah, he is.
That's pandering.
Yeah. I was like, James is a Browns fan? Myles Garrett.
Did they ever have a first round pick overall?
Yeah.
So many options. now.
The only good one.
Right.
That's uncalled for. As I'm wearing a Baker jersey, you fucking kidding me? Are you serious? Fair, but fuck
I
you.
can't see the jersey number. That's my excuse.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck you guys. I invited people on the show and they harassed Baker. It's not what I had everyone here for. Drew.
Hey, he must have just woken up and felt dangerous.
Connor's a big Baker
I
fan.
want to hate that. Drew, let's select who we think won. What athlete is the super athlete out of these three?
Ooh, this is hard. All right, so
Spoiler, I'm going to go with the giant murderer. So
Well, spoiler, if you didn't go with them, it was bad news. So
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm kind of tied here, right?
I mean, not
Allegedly.
give into
Allegedly.
peer pressure, but I don't know. Just the size versus the speed versus the pandering. There's so many options. I'm not gonna lie. I like the idea of a Michael Vick, Connor McDavid combination on set. The speed is just deadly, and giant murderer Shaq OJ would never catch up to him.
He'd be like Jason.
Just run away,
He doesn't,
right?
he doesn't have to. He's a
He
murderer,
would
like
just walk.
Jason
He'd
Voorhees.
walk and he'd somehow get.
Oh, wait a minute! Yeah, that's
Slowly behind you.
powers now.
Yeah.
Oh shit! All right, well,
Murderers don't run. They
He
just
doesn't
let
need
you
to be
run.
fat.
You get
Yeah, he
tired. They catch
He
up
knows
to you.
the
kill
routes
you.
to go. He cuts you off. He knows where to go.
fair enough.
OJ, I know you're a big fan of the show. I want to point out that was Drew Daniels who said
Yeah.
that. Please don't kill me. I
Yeah,
picked
this is all allegedly. This is all allegedly.
allegedly you killed somebody. There's no alleged. All right. Well, that's the show. So I'm gonna let you guys plug the fuck away. So who wants to start with that? Vitale? Plug.
Plug. This is my first time on a podcast. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh. Promote whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, follow me on Vitale Talks. Actually on Twitter, it's at Talks Vitale because Twitter's dumb. Also on Facebook, also on Instagram. You can check out any articles I'm writing at Clutch Points. Just got hired there last week. Overtime Heroics, Pro Football Mania, and the league winners.
Actually, an
Con-
awesome, not even just trying to like pat yourself, or
Yeah, that
I'm
is
not
pretty
patting
cool.
myself on the back,
Yeah.
but your Twitter page is awesome. You put out fire.
Thank you.
Connor, you can do it for us because you're better at talking.
So I'll plug us. We have a little Instagram page. It's Reeltalk __ because
Someone stole it. I don't
Sean
know.
because Sean created that one.
Someone
Our
stole
Twitter our Twitter page, it's Real Talk Podcast. So it's gonna be at Real Talk or at Real _ Talk. We've been trying to build that one up. I just started that one up for us. We do podcasts. What is it, Monday and Friday? We do our Monday pod and then the Friday pod. We do our fucked up Fridays. So that's
Fucked
gonna
up
be fun.
Fridays, dude.
Yeah, we'll have to have you guys on for something like that.
Oh, absolutely.
I've never drank once in my life.
Yeah, no, I mean,
How dare you?
we can
Cut
kind of
back
show
to
you,
earlier when you said
but
you drank a whole thing of vodka.
That's different.
That's not drinking. That's just being happy.
Yeah, no, we could definitely have you guys on it. We do like a top 5 Friday. We kind of do the draft too, so we could get your guys' stuff too. We have something on our Instagram right now where you guys can vote for what we're gonna do. I'm absolutely demolishing Connor at it. People need to start voting for him. I feel bad. I feel like he's gonna quit soon, but
Dude, what was the ratio? You called for a 75% win last time, didn't you?
no,
Yeah, I
last
think,
time was the sports movies, and it was
I said it was
Connor.
gonna be a landslide. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I think
yeah.
I lost.
Connor
I think I
said it was
lost
gonna
like
be a landslide.
60-40. So I'm a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
disappointed in our listeners
Yeah.
right now. But hey,
Yeah, but
I
you can
do
listen
it
to
for
that on,
myself, not for the listeners.
You can listen to it on Spotify and SoundCloud, and we like
Me.
to obviously we'd like to thank you guys because you guys were really helpful in the beginning. I was reaching out to you guys left and right. I was creating stuff on like PowerPoint. I was trying to like learn how to do what's that shit called? Photoshop. I couldn't even learn how to do that stuff when I was like 18. I was trying to figure out how to do it now, and then you guys told me about Canva and everything. And no, we just really appreciate all your help, and we appreciate you guys having us on the show today. It was a lot of fun.
Dude, yeah, no, we're gonna have all three of y'all back on at some point. or
Yes,
another,
can't wait to
'cause this
talk
was a
about the NFC least.
blast.
Cool.
NFC least, yeah. Circle back for the Giants.
It's gonna be a fun one for me.
All right, well, thank you all for joining us. Drew, close her out, baby.
Yeah, I think you nailed it, James, Sean, Connor, Vitale. Thank you all for joining us. It was a blast. You know who we are. We're BOTA Sports. You find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everything. Our podcasts are on Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. You're listening to us now, so you found it somehow. And James, take it away.
What?
You are the one that has the last line of this show every time.
It's debatable.
Unless
Stay
Zack-
beautiful. Yeah, no Zack, it's my show.
Exactly.
Stay beautiful, viewers. It didn't stop recording. I have to hit yes.